it's $50 with HFX. But I know primarily everyone's going to HFX. Everyone starts with HFX, right? So, you have your Go Live educators, you have your different things. So within here, you're able to go to the HFX. And the favorite educators I personally like to watch, I like Millie Mills, of course, she's in the family. Nez Vasquez, he's lit as well. He's definitely like advanced. And Matthew, Matthew, he's someone who's really like, he helps me when it comes to understanding it and the basics. So definitely, and when it comes to op calls or just me trading live in front of people, I show DL Woods just because he's always lit. He's always like playing music, the good vibes and everything like that. So definitely, then from there, sort of products, the Liberty Scanner. Now, like I said, I'm really just now getting into it, but the Liberty Scanner really helps you when it comes to you trading in the market. It gives you multiple entry prices as well as, basically signals. So going through the academy, it gives you a breakdowns of your different indicators you're going to use that really helps you when it comes to you trading within the market. And you have access to this with the products, So I know Sam, he's going to go over some more. So with that, the two brokers, when it comes to you getting set up, you have pocket option and race option. I know majority of the people uses race option, but going from there is like pocket option, what I personally use when it comes to opportunity calls or different things like that, because it has a demo account. So I don't believe race option has a demo account. So for those of you who don't know, what HFX looks like or whatnot, let me see. Let me see. Okay. So race option does have a demo account. You just request and you're able to trade. So, personally, I change my lines. You're able to do different things when it comes to you. You can have candles, you can have the Hakanashin, different things like that. Me personally, I like the line. So, Nez, when I'm watching him, he trades on like the 15-minute time frame. He likes to wait it out. Other people, I believe the simple scalper and like the hourglass is like 3-minute time frames. This here is on a 1-minute time frame. So one thing I really like, like I said, I trade Forex heavy, and this transition, it takes out all of the extraness. You have your stop losses, your take profits, you got to measure your pips. This here is simply, hey, if I want to risk $10, then I simply just put in $10. Then from there you have a put and you have a call, which is basically, in other terms, a buy or a sell position. So this off rip, like it broke through this little resistance level, I'm gonna assume price is just gonna go up, right? So I just got into the market. So when it comes to you getting into the market, right, here's how you're able to make money. So if price, as you see, this green line right here is where I got in, okay? So if price lands above within this minute time, 70%, 75%. Me personally, I'm not going to pay, like, give me some money when it pays out. So, this one's dropping down, push back up. So, within 15 seconds, hopefully price still stays above. Then from there, I'll get my $10 back as well as a percentage. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and boom. So I lost that one, and price is still pushing up to the upside. So definitely, it do come with risk and reward, and that's one thing when it comes to the products and when it comes to the Go Live educators and different people. A lot of people be like, oh, this is just, is it gambling? Like at the end of the day, there's confirmations. At the end of the day, you have structure, you have a guidance when it comes to you getting into the education as well as the different products. So that's really the breakdown when it comes to the basics that I wanted to cover. So definitely, make sure you're ready to take notes because I'm about to bring up Super Sound. So this man here, Super Sound, like, man, Super Sound is the reason why I got on HFX. I got to go to Arizona with him, and I seen him launching people on HFX. He's doing different trade calls. I always see him. He's always at the front of the camera doing HFX. I'm like, wow, I always really like to be in the front when it comes to Forex and knowing everything. So with me being able to partner with him on this call, learning from him, seeing how he really breaks down everything and how he goes, I'm definitely honored. So, hey, Super Sam, yo, y'all need to make sure you're taking notes because this man is lit. This man knows what he's talking about. This man is the real deal. Like, what I just went over is just a little something light, but this man finna take it home. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to you, bro.
Appreciate it. Yo, I definitely want to give back to Melvin for him to only be, first of all, for him to only have started this month and already know about it, already making money plugging into the system is crazy. That just proves it works. I'm also honored and blessed to be on live with you as well, bro. Hey, a lot of people don't know Mel's been in the trenches on both sides, learning Forex and building this business. And I can say I look up to him because it's like when I was his age, I wish I was doing that too. I mean, I'm only a little older than him, but the grind and dedication he has is unmatched, right? So today I'm basically, let me share my screen. I'm not going to go over what he went over. So basically, I'm going to be breaking down the scanners, different things about the educators as far as like how they call trades out on their sessions, because I know a lot of y'all be lost. I be getting my DMs blown up. But first, I'm going to start with the scanner. The easiest one is the simple scalper, right? The simple scalper is the easiest scanner to use. Basically, you're looking for 4 confirmations. 4 or more confirmations that's telling you to enter for a buy or enter for a sell. So, right, so I'm a person, I like to break down things simple because I feel a lot of people don't understand when you just show them everything, right? So I'm gonna break down each scanner and show you guys kind of what they do and what the purpose is behind it, right? So the first scanner we have right here is the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands are pretty much a container for the market, right? So when you're looking for trades, you're looking to see what you want to do in the market, the first thing you should be looking for is it at a Bollinger Band, right? So if it's at the top red Bollinger Band, that means the market's gonna come back down, right? So you're going to be start looking for sales. If it's at the blue Bollinger Band, you're going to be looking for buys, right? So it's kind of the same thing from if you was a regular Forex trader, sell when it's high, buy when it's low, right? It's pretty much a container. The market is not supposed to break outside of these 2 barriers. When it does, it's supposed to get pushed back in, right? So instantly, that'll be 1 confirmation for a sell for me, right? The next thing I'm gonna go over is the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA is this thick purple line that everyone sees, but no one knows what it is or how it works, right? So the 200 EMA basically counts 200 pips, or not pips, I'm sorry, 200 candles, which are these things right here, 200 candles, and it determines the direction of the market, right? So Ness and Matt use these in 2 different ways. Ness uses this as telling the direction of the market, right? So what I mean by that, if the market is above that purple line, the market's in an uptrend. If the market's below that purple line, the market's in a downtrend, right? That's one way that you can utilize this indicator to tell the direction the market is going so that you know what kind of trades you're going to be looking for, right? How Matt actually uses it, he uses it as a support and resistance line, right? And things that you can identify for that, it'll be like right here, could be considered support and resistance. So this would actually be a resistance. Down here would have been the support, right? So you can use this as either direction depending on how you trade, who educator you listen to the most. Right, so I use it depending on how I see the setup. So right here, I wouldn't count it at all because it's not telling me to go for a buy or going for a sell, but it is telling me the market's currently in an uptrend, right? So the next one is the purple dots. The parabolic SAR is a proper term for them. It's these purple dots. So the purpose of the dots are to tell you the direction of each candle, right? So if the dots are below the candle, the market's going up. If it's above it, it's going down. Right, so as you can see right here, they're below is going up. But something that I look for is the distance, right? Something that I've learned from Ness is the distance. The further it is from the candle, the stronger the move. The closer it is, the more likely it is to flip directions. So right here, you see it got extremely close to the candle. This candle on the one that started pulling back in still was close to it, and then it flipped to start giving you for a sale, right? So depending on when you're entering, depending on when you actually open the chart, you could have entered off either of these candles, right? So I'm gonna mark this as a second confirmation for me, right? Another one we have is the volume bar. Now, a lot of people say, how do you use the volume bar? Because it doesn't pop up during the live, during the live chart, so actually when it's going. So sometimes you can count this, sometimes I don't. Thing that I've done personally, I go to TradingView and I add that scanner. So I add the little volume bar so that I can see what it's doing in real time. So sometimes I'll have the Liberty scanner and TradingView up at the same time so I can get the real, the live version of what the volume bar is doing. So the purpose of the volume bar is to tell you how strong that movement is at that candle, right? So the longer the volume bar, the stronger the push, or the stronger the movement is in that direction. So another one we have is the stochastic. Stochastic is the first bar underneath the main graph. So the stochastic is basically a live version of the market, but so the red dotted line means the market's overbought, right? So the market went too high. The blue dotted line means the market's oversold, right? So when you're looking to trade, I'll look for the Bollinger Bands. I'll look for where the EMA is. I'll look for where the purple dots are, and then I'll check the stochastic. If the stochastic is over this red dotted line, I know it's overbought, and it matches up here. It broke the red, right? What is that telling you? Now you need to start looking for a sell. So the times that I personally look to enter is when it's crossing down. So once it breaks that overbought, now selling, that's when I'm looking to enter the trade. Right. So a lot of people say, when is the best time to enter? When you looking to enter? Only time I enter is when I get all my confirmations. So after it crosses, after it breaks back in, that's when I'm looking to enter the trade. Right. Last, we have the RSI. The RSI is kind of like the stochastic, but it's a little delayed. It doesn't go as far. It doesn't have as strong as a push in that direction as the stochastic. Right. If you look at it, it's the same moves, but it's a little different at the same time. Right. This one moved far up above the overbought. This one didn't. Right, so they're similar, but they're a little different, right? But I still look for that confirmation for the oversold or overbought. So the red and blue still apply for the RSI as well. So something I look for is if it breaks the overbought, I'm still looking for the sell. And the same thing for the stochastic, I'm looking for it once it crosses back inside. So once it breaks down the overbought, that's when I'm looking to enter in for my sell. So right here is 4 confirmations. 4 confirmations is really all you need to know whether you enter for a trade. Now, usually I don't be on the 15-minute time frame. So Ness is big on 3 candles over. So if you enter in a trade, whatever time frame you're in, 3 candles over from that should be your expiration. So for this, if you were on the 15, it'll be a 45-minute trade. If you was on the 5-minute, it'll be a 15-minute trade. If you was on the 1 minute, it'll be a 3-minute trade, right? So depending on what time frame you're on determines how long you're in that trade. Right. You also have free will to, if you want to put in a trade a lot shorter, a lot longer, that's your decision. Well, I know Millie is a lot of times on the 1 minute and she does 5-minute trades. Right. And then Matt's on the 5-minute, he does 3-minute trades. Right. It's no set structure to it. It's just recommendations. Right. Does anyone have any questions on how to use the simple scalper, how it works, anything of that nature? Feel free to type it in the chat box. Or you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you because I'm getting ready to go next to the pickpocket.
So is the simple scalper an add-on?
No.
Okay.
So if it doesn't pop, so when you open Liberty and it doesn't pop up like this for you, go to the top left-hand corner and all the strategies be right here.
Oh, okay, bet.
So simple scalper, pickpocket, and web slinger.
Say less.
Anyone else? Okay. All right, so the pickpocket scanner, a lot of people don't understand what it's for. So I always say this, the simple scalper is a universal scanner. You can use it at any point in time for the market, right? Pickpocket is more used for consolidation. A lot of you should know what consolidation is if you did go through the academy, but if you didn't, it just means the market's moving sideways, right? It's not pushing heavily up, it's not pushing heavily down, but it's moving sideways. That's what this scanner is best used for. So ways to identify for trades, they actually tell you what to trade, right? So if you see a red triangle, that means to sell. If you see a blue triangle, that means to buy. You should also see either a green arrow or it'll be a red arrow. I don't currently see one. Oh, it's one right here. So, or a red arrow, right? So those would be the 4 indications that tell you to go for a buy or sell. Now this one, learning from Ness, he never said it's the 3 candles over. He says he usually does 1 to 2, 1 candle to 2 candles. So either that candle that he's in or the next one. All right, so it's either gonna be a 5-minute trade or a 10-minute trade, depending on how you trade it for. So something that I picked up because I don't over my time being in here, learning from Ness, learning from different educators, I haven't heard them say it, but something that I picked up that helped me on trades is this super trend. So this line right here that changed from green to red, it tells the direction of the market, right? So when it flips, it's giving you the strength of which way the market is going. So something I've been using or something I've been doing as I've been trading, anytime I don't see a signal, I usually follow what the super trend tells me, right? So if the super trend's above it and is red, I'm primarily looking for sales as the market is moving. If I don't see any signals being sent out, right? If it's green, I'm primarily looking for buys, right? So as you can see right here, you don't have any signals. Here, you didn't really have any signals. Oh, it's a green one down here. Right here, you didn't have any red, but the market was still going in that direction. So that's another tool that I use to know, all right, should I go for a buy? Should I go for a sell? And then you also still have the purple line, the EMA, the 200 EMA, whichever you want to call it, that's still telling you the direction of the market, or you can use as support or resistance, right? So that line is still there. So that's still a factor. Any questions on this one? Questions, concerns, how to use it, when's the best time, anything? No, everybody good? Okay.
So right now, would you still wait?
Hold on. Too many people talking at once.
Is the super trend a indicator or something that's
yeah, the super trend is an indicator. 1 billionaire. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, that is 1 billion. You good? So basically, right now, because I understand that it's up in a buy right now, but since it's like past like 3 candles and it's like more staying within the same area, like would you wait for another blue triangle to show up, or what would
right now for where it is right now? So for this, the educator actually sends out a signal. So when you see this is actually a signal being sent out by the educator. So from my history of learning it, because I ask this question a lot, but for right now, I haven't been able to get an answer. But from what I've gotten is that's a signal to follow what the super trend is sending you. So it's kind of like the red or blue triangle. So technically this will be a blue triangle for a buy because the super trend is green.
Oh, so right now when that little box happens, that means that the educator is actually placing them.
And that's them actually giving you a trade.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. All right, that's a bet then. Appreciate it.
No problem. The web slinger. So the web slinger is a little different. So the web slinger's purpose is to tell you the trend of the market. But the market has been consolidating recently. Let me take this off of the back. Let me go right here. All right. So the purpose of the web slinger is to tell you the overall trend of the market, right? So whether it's in an uptrend or whether it's in a downtrend. So the green lines right here basically are the guide for the market, if you will, right? So anytime the market is below these green lines, the market's in a downtrend. Anytime it's above it, the market's in an uptrend. So things that I picked up over the time from different educators is times to enter will be when you see a strong cross through the web. So when it breaks through the purple, the last band, when it breaks through, that's a strong indication that the market is going in the new direction. So it was originally in a downtrend, now it's changing to an uptrend, right? Another thing that I've picked, that I've learned of times to enter is when the market is pulling back into the web. So like this, when it's pulling back into the web to take it in for a continuation trade. So if you've ever traded regular Forex, it's basically like a pullback. So it's pulling back into the web, basically saying it's going up, but it didn't break bar, and you can take it for a sale. Someone typed in the chat. Is the super trend indicator? It's something that's already on Pickpocket, but it is an indicator. Anyone have any questions on the web slinger? I'm getting ready to do the Hourglass for Cash Trap. So Hourglass for Cash Trap is a add-on. Honestly, I think it's a great investment because it has a few neat tricks about it. It sends out trades every 5 minutes. So I'll show you guys right here. So every 5 minutes, it's sending out new trades. So I think a new candle just opened up. And as you saw, it was originally selling. It just popped for a buy. So every 5 minutes, a new trade is getting sent out by this indicator. Right. So it's always giving you a trade. You're always looking for something. If you're a person that's struggling to find trades all the time, this would be a great investment. It's definitely going to help you make your money back that you spent on it. Because I know me, Vic, and a lot of other leaders are using this heavily. and it's probably one of our main tools besides the simple scalper. Right. So this being an add-on, I do want to explain. So this app is ran by Matthew Thayer, Matty Pips, whichever you call him. So his strategy is kind of close to the simple scalpers. He just added a few more Bolger bands, right? So, but for him, instead of confirmation, he goes off of points. So basically, if you get so the arrow is 3 points. So automatically, if you get an arrow on the trades that they're calling out, it's 3 points, right? Every other indicator is going to be 0.5. So basically, 3 points is a good trade. 4 points is a great trade. 5 or more makes it a phenomenal trade, right? So if you get an arrow, that's 3. If it's at the Bolger band, that's 0.5. So if it's giving me a buy, it's also above the purple line, which is still the 200 EMA. So if I'm using that to tell the direction, I know the market's going up. So I'm still that's going for a buy. I'm following what the market is going, right? The trend is your friend. So the market's going up, so that'll be 4 points, right? 3, 3.5, 4, right? The next two I'm looking for is the stochastic and RSI. So the same rule applies. If they cross up, that's when I'm looking to enter for the trade, right? So let me actually, so 1, lock it. So here goes 1, 2, 3, so that's 4 points. It's crossing up, that's 4.5, and then right here will be 5, right? So if the RSI and stochastic cross up, that would be 5 points for my trade, giving me a good confirmation, right? Same thing as if you was trading for a simple scalper, you get 4 confirmations, 4 or more, that indication for a great trade, right? Does anyone have any questions on any of the scanners?
I have a question. What's up, Sam? It's AB.
What's up, Abe?
So I'm new to Cash Trap. So can you explain to me these point systems one more time?
Okay, so the points are basically, so you know how the simple scalper has confirmation, right?
Yep.
This one, instead of calling it confirmations, he just calls it points.
Okay,
So
but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. He just wants you to add up points to get to a better trade.
I got you. So when you add up all the confirmations, it's going to equal a certain number, and that's going to basically let you know, like, if it's 3 points, then you get in.
Yeah, so if it's only 3 points, that means the only confirmation you had was the arrow. If you get 4 points, that means you had 2 under indicators that told you, hey, go for the sell or go for the buy. If you have 5, that means all of them told you to be going for that trade.
Okay, that makes sense. I got you now.
Gotcha.
Appreciate it.
Another thing that I use for confirmation, either on Pickpocket, Simple Scalper, or Hourglass, is the currency strength meter. So there's 2 versions of it. You can either go to live charts or you can go to currency quake, right? The purpose of these, I believe Matt goes over this in his sessions, basically to tell you the strength of each pair, right? So the first currency pair, so I'm on Euro USD, right? So we're going to look at Euro first. Euro is 3 points high. All right, so that's a high currency right now. USD is not so high. So Euro being higher than USD, that's telling me, so his rule is if the first currency pair is stronger, the market is going up. If the second currency pair is stronger, the market's going to go down. Hold on. Got it. What educator did you learn the 5 points? From Matthew Thayer. But if the first currency pair is stronger, the market's going to go up. The second currency pair is stronger, the market's going to go down. Right? So if I'm using that, appreciate it, Asia. So if I'm looking at this, it's giving me all the confirmations for a buy. If I'm checking the currency strength meter, that's also giving me another, if you will, another confirmation telling me to go for a buy. Right now, how long Matt typically enters for these trades are 3 minutes. So he only places 3-minute trades, but he has a rule of he allows 2 rollovers. All right. So if you only have Pickpocket, unfortunately you can't do rollover. But if you have race option, IQ Sand, any of the other ones, you can do the option of rollover, which is basically all rollover is you adding more time to your trade. So if you're in a trade and you're currently losing and you have like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, and you don't know if it's going to finish out, you can add more time, right? It only adds whatever time you originally started with. So if you did a 3-minute trade, it's going to add an extra 3 minutes, right? Something that a lot of people been questioning, like, why is my trade losing if it's early in the morning? I know some people traded on the first Friday, I believe like the 4th, and they didn't understand why at like 8 in the morning the market was doing a live or standing still. So basically you have to check the news. So just like the real world has news, us as forex traders, we have news that affects the market and it can affect our trades, right? So anytime you look at the market, you go to Forex Factory, and if you just see yellow, you're good. It's a good, you can trade, it's a low impact. So it's not going to affect the market. All the news that's coming out isn't going to do anything, right? Orange means medium. It may or may not, most likely it will not affect the market from my time being a Forex trader, but red has the highest impact, right? So red is a high impact photo. So it means it's major news, either a lot of money is being pushed out, taken out, whatever the case is for that country, for the economy. So for those, I usually either avoid those pairs or whatever the case is. So if it's for you guys who do know what, what's the first thing of the month? I forgot what it's called already. Mel, what is it called again?
NFP.
Yeah, NFP. If you trade, if you know what NFP is, you know that's when the market is getting pushed with a lot of money and it moves all types of ways for U.S. pairs. Right, FOMC is a very strong thing as well. It only happens at 2 p.m. on Wednesdays, and it's a lot of fluctuation in that market as well. Right, so times like this is when I avoid trading when I see red folders. Right, he basically went over the scanner, so I'm gonna go a little bit over race options. So explain the difference. So I do want to say there's something that I tried recently this weekend. Well, not this weekend, but last week, I invested a little less than what was on race options. Right. So, you know, the race option requires $250, $500. I actually did $100 and I have, I believe, like $121. Yeah. So I have like $121 in my account right now from the original investment. So only way you can do that is through Bitcoin. So if you can at least do $100, $150, I will say, you know, give race option a try because it's a better broker as far as you get to do more features, right? So you get rollover, which allows you to add more time. You also get double up, which is basically you get to double your position. So if you're in a good position, you want to place another trade but expire at the same time, you will do a double up feature.
So Sam, question on that. So when you funded 100 something, was that to the account that you've already created, or did you create a new account with $100 that you?
It's a new account.
Oh, and it let you do it.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah, that's why it's only a turnover of 200.
Yeah, because I know some people will say, like, you know, it says the minimum is like 500. I tell them send 250 anyway, and that's always worked. I think one person ended up.
I did it with 100. Some girl told me one of the young ladies on the team. She said she did it with $30. I haven't tried that low yet, so I don't know how factual that is. I would take her word for it.
Yeah, because I know, like, if you look on the frequently asked questions, it'll say the minimum is 250. So I know one person ended up getting like a kickback from support, and I was like, nah. So show a screenshot, it says 250, and they passed it through. But if you did it off 100, that's lit. I'm excited about it.
So the only downside to this, if you like this side, is you don't get a bonus, right? So you do not get a bonus with depositing less than the requirement. But if you do put in for the requirement of 250 to 500, do know the bonus requires you to flip your account 3 times. So if you do 250 and they give you a 20% bonus, that's 300. Your account has to it doesn't have to equal out to 900, but of a total amount of money that's cycled through has to be 900 total. So wins and losses total have to equal out to 900. I found that out recently. One of my on my other account trying to withdraw, and it was like you still have not flipped completely to your so I wasn't able to withdraw, and they will actually cancel your withdrawal.
So what if you don't take on the bonus? What if you don't add?
If you don't take it on, that doesn't apply to you. It's only if you accept the bonus, and the bonus is optional, so you do not have to accept the bonus if you don't want to. I think it's right there. So yeah, you have the option to click or unclick the bonus. But if you want to click it, make sure you read the terms and agreements for the bonus policy. So I guess it changed because yesterday for me it was 250. I guess it's back to 500. I don't know, but be aware of that. If you want to take the bonus, know it comes with a certain requirement. Does anyone have any? Somebody said something.
Oh, that was me, Chrissy.
What's up?
Hey, okay, I have a question on on what is it, on Cash Trap? Can we see you
Yes.
like take a trade on Cash Trap just like using the scanner? Because I feel like I've studied it, I'm looking at it, I be like, what the shit? I type in the arrow and I be like, why am I losing my trades? I just need to like see somebody else use it. And then, you know, like where we end, like using that entry price. Are you using that entry price? Are you going from like the top of the candle to bottom? I don't like.
So I
I
don't
just want
look
to see.
for his entry price per se. I look
Okay.
for the confirmation. So the entry price is like where he says the best point to get in.
Okay.
I
Because
still, even if
that's
the
what I'm
market
struggling
cools
with.
down, I still look for like, all right, is it still going to move in that direction? Let me see if I can find one that's setting up for itself. It's been, oh, that's a new candle. How much time has passed?
Yeah.
Oh, so another thing, I don't trade when it's doing this. You're more than welcome to trade if you see the signal and make the confirmations make sense. This is more of a pickpocket because it's consolidating. This would be considered a consolidation because it's just moving sideways. I'm gonna see if I can find me a good setup on here.
Yo, when you say pickpocket, is that just another term for consolidation?
No, pickpocket is a scanner.
Okay.
So it's a scanner on Liberty.
Yeah. All right.
Sam, on your trading view, do you have the simple scalper strategies like or the indicators on your trading view? I think that's the $1 million question.
I do.
Did you upgrade the trading view account or did you just do it all during the
you
little
have to.
30-day promo?
You gotta. Well, I didn't get the 30-day promo. I had to pay for mine.
Okay.
But
Is it helpful?
hold on. I gotta check the who's in. All right.
'Cause I think like I
So
want
what
to say
I do,
like
so this is the only scanner that I've taken away because before it got here. So this wasn't a thing when I got started. So when Liberty first came out, Pickpocket and Simple Scalper, or when Simple Scalper first came out, we didn't have this. So it was on TradingView. You have to save it in a template.
can you share the template?
I don't know actually. So yeah, I have to save it in a template. So if I go right here, I have a whole binary options template. But if you have to save it, that's the only way that it'll stay, or you'll have to continuously add the information.
Okay, I may get with you offline to help me with that.
Gotcha. Oh, let me save it again. Oh well. So yeah, when you do, but you do have to purchase it to even save it as a thing. But I know some people have been taking parts of the scanner and putting it on pocket option. I know pocket option lets you add different indicators. So if you trade pocket option, you don't always want to flip and flop. If you have certain indicators that you pick the most to look for trades, because I know you can add the RSI, you can add the parabolic, and you can add the Bollinger Bands. So I know those are like my top 3 that I look for when I'm looking for a trade. Chrissy, I don't see no trades being sent out. I mean, we got 1 more minute left till it's 40.
Dang, man.
I'm gonna go through the chat box. So what is NFP? NFP is non-farmer profit. It's basically so how it's explained to me is basically unemployment or basically unemployed people who don't work. The U.S. funds them. So all the money they get pushed out for the month, whatever the case is, everybody getting paid. That's what that goes, and it gets pushed into the market. So it makes all the U.S. payers either stand still or make a crazy reaction. Let me see if anybody else asked a question here. Oh, let me pull up the chat box. Okay.
I want to just add something to NFP as well. So normally, NFP is the first Friday of every month. During the week, though, the markets kind of move a little weird. So like you'll notice, like you may have confirmations and the market just doesn't do what you want it to do. That can be attributed to it. But that actual Friday, it's at a certain time. So if you actually check,
I think it's on like 8:30.
Yeah, like 8:30. Like it's super early in the morning. If you check the news, it'll be a red folder, and that's when the markets kind of just go crazy. And then after that, like about an hour or so after that, the markets kind of stabilize again. So if you want to trade on that Friday, you can. Just don't trade during that time.
Yeah, that candle moved quick. Chrissy, that was your trade, but the candle moved too quick.
Dang. See what I'm saying?
But
See what I'm
that would be a
saying?
perfect setup for the confirmations because you got 3 points for the arrow, 0.5 for the Bollinger Bands. You would take away the EMA, so that the stochastic make it 4. This would be 4.5. And if you use this as an indicator, let me actually update it. So US actually increased. That's probably why it's pushing down right now. As another confirmation. So really, this is still a 4.5 confirmation for that trade. But I'd have entered in for 3 minutes. Yeah, it's still pushing up right now. I was going to answer that on my live account too. Let me not do that. I saw you, Marquez. Anyone have any questions, concerns, anything they want to know, they want to ask? So as far as the Go Live educators, when they're teaching, they only call out the last 3 digits. The last 3 digits of that pair. So if you was right here looking at it with them, they will only call out 797. Right, if it's for sale. So when you're looking for that, if they call out 797, you either want to get in at that price or get in above that price. Right. The reason I say get in above because that gives you a better entry point for that sale. Right, because doing that is it allows you to a better chance to clear that trade. It gives you a better position to educate it because if you get low, so positioning is very important in binary options. Time is very important in binary options. So where you enter, so like if I was to enter like right here, so if I was to enter right there and the market was to push up on my last 3 minutes of that trade and only touch where I entered, I could lose the trade and everybody else could win. So that where you enter separates you winning and losing that trade. Also time. So if you're a person, if you don't like abiding by the book, which is cool, everyone doesn't have to. It's a recommendation of how long you trade. But once you find your niche of like every trade is 5 minutes, every trade is 3 minutes, and it's continuously, you're seeing consistently profit with it, make sure you stick to that time. Because if you used to doing 5-minute trades and you go to do a 15 and you're like, why did I lose? And you like, oh, I could have did a 5-minute trade. Stick to what works. Don't try to change everything else. Stick to what works. Stick to what's helping you. Because I know recently I've been staying on the 1 minute time frame. It's worked for me. I've been consistent the most with it. I stay on the 1 minute, so I do 3 to 5 minute trades. Before the 5 minute was working, but I got tired of waiting for 15-minute trades personally, so I started doing the 1 minute. But there is also nothing wrong with sitting in for a longer trade. Definitely need to get that 1 hour glass. He said I went for 350 on the Zoom. I make trades on option with 75 payout. Huh? You do what? Wait. I make trades on pocket option. With 75% payout. So let's just say right here. They give you 0 profits. So I'm actually glad you said something about this. I forget about this every time I get on here. Pocket option does not show the exact price as it's going to show on the scanner. That's the only, I don't know why. So like I'll match it up. So you can 5 minutes. It's usually a couple pips off. Where's UCAD? Am I blind? There it is. So UCAD's at 787. This is at 793. So it's usually some pips off. Also something. So this is really why I went and tested out the whole can we go to race option, because it's a lot better. I'm gonna be honest. Pips don't matter. It's not the pips that matter. It's the where you enter that matters. So the price, not pips. The price matters. But the reason why I'm testing out how low I can go with, instead of having y'all do how low I can go with race options. So my experience is, even if I click sell, like this is the first time ever, as soon as I clicked it, it's entered me. Sometimes when I click it, it'll delay me. It'll take 15 seconds, 30 seconds to put me in a trade. I've been getting a lot of people saying, hey, why does it do that? Unfortunately, I don't personally know why it's doing that. I also don't know why it's delayed. All right, so this is at 778. This is at 786. So the numbers, for some reason, numbers just don't match up on here. Let me test something out. 786, 781. So I guess it's 781. Maybe it's close. So I guess it's like a 5 to 6 pip difference. So I guess that's something you have to be aware of. There's a 5 to 6 pip difference from what one shows to what the other one shows. If it closes at the same price, it opened that, you won't make money, you'll break even. Yeah. So if they don't, if you well, yeah, Asia answered it too. But yeah, if you enter a trade and it closes at your line, that's called break even. So you don't win money, you don't lose money. You just get whatever your investment was back. I'll take that any day over losing a trade. So when you see that, count it as a good thing. Reanalyze your trade. See if you need to get in again at a better position. Another useful tool: do not use this purchase price thing. Use expiration time. It gives you the real time limit for it. So on here, it does a countdown. So you might, so I know I'll do 1 minute trades, whatever, test out just for like when I'm on Zoom calls and stuff. It'll turn the 1 minute trade to 30 seconds. Versus if you click the flag and you just leave it here, so you see right here, it's 30 seconds. So if I just go to 1, it gives me a 1 minute trade. So it'll only enter me in for 1 minute. I'll go back. Because if you do the purchase time, it could put you in longer or shorter than your trade, and that could be the difference between you winning and losing as well. Show that one more time. So the right here. So if you go right where it said, hold on. So right here, it's a flag. So if you click in between, so if you click the flag, it turns into expiration time, and you're able to actually pick different times. Because I know sometimes this one doesn't act right. It gives you, well, after 5 minutes, it goes 10, 15. If you want to do a 6 minute trade and everything, this is how you'll do it. Okay. Does anyone have any questions, concerns? Anything? Dang, that was a mean trade. Oh, yeah, I sold that. One more question. Let's see. So do analyze on the line chart. So like here, you go to the line chart. I know Melvin said he does a line chart. So Melvin, this is more of your question.
Yeah. So with the line chart, I personally like to use it because, like I said, I trade forex as well, and this just helps me simply, as long with other indicators, it really breaks down support and resistance. Because at the end of the day, we're still in the same market, so I'm paying attention to certain levels on top of the other indicators and confirmation. So the line chart really helps me, definitely. So I learned that from DL Woods, because I know he trades like that as well, and it's just easier for me to see Now, candles are also like I do always change it to candles too, because when it comes to like price action and how candles work, how this one's pushing down, it might leave that wick and it might push back to the upside. So, both are very playable. You just got to know what works for you. So I know line charts, like I look at the candles first, see like where direction is going. Then from there, I go to the line chart and it's going to clear everything else up for me. So that's how I use mine.
Yeah, I hope that answered your question. I primarily stay on the candles or I go to area. So I guess area is the closest I get to line. I just like the little shadow underneath. That's really the only reason I go to area. It makes the trade look cooler. But candles is where I look to maximize my entry point, right? Because me and Melvin were both heavy on regular forex, so we know candle price action. So we looking like, all right, set up here. I'm looking into the top of the candle majority of my trades. This gives you a better entry point. Oh yeah, area and line are pretty much the same thing. It just doesn't have the shadow. They're the same thing. I don't use bars or hiking. It's kind of, I don't know. I didn't use that when I traded either. Y'all definitely follow us on Instagram. Melvin's I am Melvin Smith. Mine is supersam.c. I'm working on getting just Super Sam. I'm trying to get the dude who owns Super Sam off of Instagram because he has views that account since 2012. So if y'all see it, go report that man.
I'm gonna do that.
Hey man, he ain't used that account since 2012. I like the counter strategies. Does anyone have any other questions, concerns about anything we went over today? And also, so a reason the point system, so Asia, I don't know if you're still on here, but the reason the point system is also good for trades like this. He sent the up arrow, but you see everything says going down. So that might be one thing you got to count out. So it still might be 3 points off of 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Well, that would be 1.5. But you know what I mean? If everything else checks out for you, but all right, everything else makes sense at that point. I use it like it's a simple scalper. Because not all the time will the arrow that's sent out be right, because it's an algorithm. So computers mess up, stuff happens, everything's not gonna be important. But yeah, I definitely hope this is a helpful session for you guys. We actually made it almost a whole hour, which is dope. But if y'all have any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to us, reach out to your mentor, any of the leaders in there. We'll be free to answer any questions that you guys have. This is a trade that just got sent out for a buy. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Yeah, no problem, you guys. This was recorded, so I'm gonna figure out if I can, what we can do. I know I'm gonna post it on YouTube, Melvin. I'm gonna send it to you so you can post it on your page as well if you want it.
Word. Oh, that's fine. That's lit.
Because I'll never record them, so I was gonna post it. I'm gonna edit it so I can take this half out. But yeah, if anyone has more questions, concerns?
I learned a lot.
Anything?
Hey, so last question. You said you used the RSI parabolic, and what's the last one?
For which one?
Just in general, you trading?
I pretty much use the Bollinger Band, parabolic, and then the RSI and stochastic. Those are the main four that I look for all the time. The EMA just makes it a little sweeter if the trade setup is good. But those are the four I'm always looking for confirmations.
Got it.
Hey man, one day I'm gonna be a HFX educator. One day. It's gonna be another chairman educator part of it. But definitely hope you guys enjoyed the session. We have another one on Wednesday. This is gonna be at midnight, so we changed the schedule around. So Mondays is gonna be noon. Wednesday is gonna be at midnight. So if you're a smart trader, you really get 4 sessions on, well, three to 4 sessions on Wednesday. Gio Woods, Ness, Matt Thayer, and then us. So if you're a smart trader, advise you hop on all four. But appreciate you guys getting on here. Love you, family. Be blessed. Enjoy trading. Tell people about what you do. I hope you're gonna be in Houston because Ness, Matt there, Millie, they all are gonna be there. So I hope you guys are getting your tickets to Houston, getting your flights, and talk to your mentor about living situation. Because if you're not ranked, as far as I believe, you live for free. So make sure you get back to the person for your upline to more information about that. I love y'all. Be safe. Peace out.